I'm Anjum Anand. I'm a food writer and a chef, and I'm passionate about Indian food. In this series, I'll be going on a journey to show how different regional flavors of the Indian subcontinent can be found up and down the country. From Gujarati cuisine in Leicester to the spicy flavors of Kashmir up in Bradford. I'll be showing novice cooks how to prepare great Indian dishes.
Shall we execute?
Let's execute.
Let's execute.
Yeah.
This week, I'm off to London to meet James Moody, sales director of a silk merchants. James loves entertaining at home.
It's a time to spend time with your friends and relax, feed them, and it may, see the pleasure or not so.
But although Indian food is his absolute favourite, he's never attempted to cook it for his friends.
Always concerned that it will just come up and look an absolute mess.
Now James has decided to take the plunge and cook a 3-course Indian meal for his next dinner party.
Are your friends convinced they're going to have a great meal tonight?
No.
Jury is out.
The jury is out.
That's if he can hold it together.
I'm not stressed.
Do you know your food is burning?
I know, I'm supposed to be cooking.
To get him started, I'm taking him to the curry capital of London's East End to try some authentic flavours.
I hate crunch.
Yeah, I'm crunching them. I'm munchable.
Is it?
And top Bengali chef Udit Sarkar reveals some of his culinary secrets. By the end of it, James hopes to wow his friends with a Bengali feast.
You know, empty pans are like bad luck. Where's food?
This is good, wholesome Indian food that anyone can cook. The Bengalis are known to be the artists and the poets of India, and this creativity extends to their food. The cuisine is refined and sophisticated, the use of spices is restrained, and dishes are often balanced with a touch of sugar. Bengal is in the east of the Indian subcontinent. The first Bengalis arrived in the UK back in the 19th century during the days of the British Empire. Bengal was then the centre of the Raj. The British made Calcutta their capital, and they stayed there for 300 years. They left a legacy of their food, and this tomato soup is one of those dishes. This may look like an ordinary tomato soup, but my special ingredients will give it an extra kick, and it's delicious. Like a traditional tomato soup, this one starts off with the basics, chopped vegetables. Of course, I'm going to give my soup an Indian twist by adding garlic and a generous helping of ginger. Putting in some butter and a bit of oil to make sure it doesn't burn. In goes a bay leaf. Once that melts down, everything goes in. To season, I'm adding salt and pepper and a tablespoon of corn flour, which will help the soup thicken. Now for the chopped tomatoes. I'm going to leave this for about 30 minutes or until the tomatoes have completely reduced down. Then you'd normally puree a soup, but not me. I gotta be honest, I'm very Indian that way. I'm gonna brown the tomatoes once they've completely reduced. Once I've got a really deep, rich flavor from the tomatoes, then I'll puree it. Pour it back into the pan, and you can already see the color is just so beautiful. So now, just a bit of water to loosen it, and a bit of milk to enrich it. You can add cream if you want. I'm off to meet James, and as it's lunchtime, I'm taking the soup with me. I hope he likes it. James is a sales director for a London silk merchants. He regularly travels to India to buy silks and has fallen in love with authentic Indian food. He's most comfortable cooking pasta, but would rather be eating curry.
It's fantastic. I like the texture, I like the ingredients, the heat or not the heat, the anticipation of the smell that's coming from the kitchen, and you know what you're going to get.
However, the smell never comes from his own kitchen, and the only time James gets to indulge in his favourite cuisine is when he and wife Catherine pop down to their local curry house.
The reason I haven't really tried to cook Indian food, there seems to be a lot of components. You know, it's not just one spice. It's, you know, it's garam masala, it's cumin, it's, you know, etc. It just goes on.
I'm sure I can conquer James' fear of cooking Indian food. So I've come to meet him at work. It's also a good excuse for me to check out the wonderful silk.
Hi, are you James?
I am.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Anjum, these are our interior fabrics.
These are amazing. God, you know, my mother would have a field day in this place. She'd just spend like half a day looking at all the silk.
We're happy to go through it. We'll show the range.
Everything I like is pink, though. My husband would never let me go for it.
Well, what's wrong with that?
It's just stunning. But he'd say it's just pink.
No,
You
but
don't
he'll
want
get to
pink in
his,
this
on his
room.
feminine side. What's wrong with that?
He obviously doesn't know my husband. This is truly silk heaven. But I'm keen for James to try the soup I brought him. There is nothing better than soup for lunch.
Fantastic.
So this is a British classic tomato soup with Indianized with our spices.
That's incredible. Really beautiful.
So I know you love throwing dinner parties.
Yes.
And I know you love Indian food and you go to India a lot, so you know about authentic Indian food. Why don't you ever cook it?
I think it's probably the amount of components, the parts that are involved.
And what do you normally cook then in your dinner parties?
Well, it can be varied. English fare, a little bit of Thai food, green curry, red curry.
So how do you know what to put into there, quantity-wise?
It comes in a paste.
It comes in a paste. Got it.
So it's all I've got to do is add coconut milk.
You're going to learn so much.
I am, aren't I?
You're going to love it.
I am.
So am I. Am I
Okay.
invited to your dinner party?
You can come. You can come. You can help
Not
me.
as the one in the kitchen.
You can help me cook.
No, you're going to be in the
Oh, I've
kitchen.
got to do
I'm going to
that.
be out with my feet up having a glass of wine.
James has agreed to cook Indian food for his next dinner party, so I've come up with 3 delicious but simple dishes, all with a Bengali twist. My sweet and earthy butternut squash with chickpeas, a definitive taste of West Bengal. Coconut and mustard prawns, a wonderfully delicious combination of 2 distinct flavors. And finally, my fabulous Bengali fish stew. Fish is a must in every Bengali meal and a staple of the cuisine. But before we start cooking, I've brought James to Brick Lane, London's famous curry hotspot in the East End, to seek out some authentic fish dishes. There are a multitude of cheap and cheerful Indian restaurants in this one street alone. Most of the owners come from Bangladesh, which was once East Bengal. James has eaten in Brick Lane before, but I think the best variety of fish dishes are found in the backstreet cafes that the locals use.
I wouldn't mind trying this fishy here, this one here. What did you say that was called
It's
again?
called Pabda fish, buna.
I'll have a bit of buna.
And we have some, is a prawn with the vegetables.
Do you want to fancy a bit of
Yeah,
that?
I think we'll start with that.
Almost every part of the fish is eaten or used to flavor the curries.
This one is a fish eggs, buna.
Fish eggs. Do you want caviar?
No, I think I'll
Fish eggs.
And this is the dry fish chutney.
Dry fish chutney?
When I opened this restaurant, and this one was one of the famous dish called sutki chutney.
Then I better try it.
You better
If I-
try it.
I better
Yes,
try it.
you better
It'd
try
be
it.
rude of me not to.
Shudki, which is also known as Bombay duck, is fish which has been dried and salted. It has a strong odor and is eaten in a curry or as a pickle.
Okay, I'm going in for the
This is quite good, even though it's
traditional
cold.
Bombay duck. Famous Bombay duck. Oh, fantastic. This was the fried fish.
Fried fish, but carefully the bone there.
So you reckon this is full of bones? So if I pop this in like that, am I asking for trouble?
Hopefully not.
I hate crunch.
Yeah, I'm crunching them. I'm munching away.
Is it?
I could spend a bit more time in Bengal
Yeah.
eating this sort of thing.
I think that's a good
Got a
idea.
big bone now.
Undaunted by his fish bone, James is all fired up to make the first dish. My Bengali fish stew. Succulent pieces of sea bream in a delicately spiced gravy, or jhol as the Bengalis would call it.
So, to the Bengali fish stew.
Yes.
Really easy, really quick. So, my fish, I've used sea bream. You want quite a delicate fish, as they would use there.
To me, there's no problem with having fish heads and fish tails, but lots of people wouldn't really want to have the heads and the tails in.
Now, we don't use fish stock in Indian food. So you have to have all the bits in there to give that
To
fishy
get that real
flavour.
flavour.
My first ingredient is mustard oil. Mustard in seed and oil form is an essential ingredient in Bengali cooking. Made out of pressed seeds, the oil has a strong, pungent flavour. As the oil is also used as a massage oil, it is important to buy one which has been refined for food preparation. The golden rule with mustard oil is to heat it until it smokes.
Okay, look, it's smoking.
I can see. And
It's
it's also
changed
gone,
colour.
it's actually gone translucent now.
Yeah.
So.
And now we take it off the heat.
Right,
And we wait for it to cool, because if we don't and we start adding our spices, then obviously they're going to burn.
of course. Okay.
If you could get me 3 bay leaves.
Yes.
To a Bengali, his entire culinary worth is based on this fish stew. If he cannot cook a good fish stew,
Here you go.
then he may as well never go back in the kitchen. Don't come home.
Once the oil has cooled, we're going to add bay leaves, cardamoms and cloves.
So the main kind of very typical Bengali spice is this mixture of spices actually. And as you can see, there is a mixture of seeds in there.
Okay.
And it's called panch poran.
Panch is Bengali for 5 and poran means spices. The panch poran is a blend of fennel, fenugreek, nigella, cumin and mustard seeds, all in equal measures. It's another key ingredient of Bengali cooking. I'm adding a teaspoonful of this unique blend to the hot oil.
Onions are quite sweet, so we're always quite careful when we use them in a fish curry.
Next, it's 3 green chilies.
I'm just going to prick them.
What does that just sort of like releases essence of chili?
If I don't prick them and I put them in there, the pressure inside will create tension and then it'll burst.
Fine.
Then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons each of ginger and garlic paste, followed by salt, 2 teaspoons of cumin powder, a tablespoon of coriander powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric, and for some heat, a good pinch of chili powder.
All your spices are in.
Fantastic.
We've given it a stir. And all we're going to do is add some water.
Yes.
And we're just going to let it cook. So that everything
when?
cooks into a really beautiful stew.
While that's cooking away, I've heated up some more mustard oil to pan fry the fish.
We just
Right.
want to kind of brown it and get
Just
that
get a little bit of
flavour.
colour, almost
Yeah.
like a sort of searing. Is that what we're
Yeah,
doing?
exactly.
Once it's browned, the fish is added to the gravy.
I suppose I need to be a bit faster.
What's the hurry?
I want to eat
Fine.
it.
Yeah, okay.
That's the hurry.
Then cover and leave to simmer for a few minutes.
Not a
No,
lot
that's cooked actually.
So not a lot of pressure. If it just
No.
falls in,
It's done.
it's done. So here's my moment to decide whether to present the heads and tails.
Huh? There's no
All right.
pressure. There's no pressure.
Unfortunately, on this occasion, the heads and tails stay in the pan.
I'm going to go for it. Yeah. If I wasn't a fishy person before, I am now. That's delicious.
Because you just taste the flavour of the fish first. And then all the spices come after.
I know how much James enjoys eating out at Indian restaurants. So before we move on to the next dish, I brought him to meet one of the country's top Bengali chefs, Udit Sarkar. Udit's going to show us how to make aloo keema chops, spicy mashed potatoes with a minced lamb filling. But if James thought he was just here to watch, he is so wrong.
Your turn now.
Let's get...
Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of potato.
A bit of potato.
How much do you normally put in then?
You can actually put in about 50% meat, 50% potatoes. It all depends, how much you like the person you're making it for.
Okay, well, I'm going to be mean.
That looks very good.
Not bad.
Not bad. First go. Yeah, it's not quite as nice as yours. Or yours, I'm thinking. Fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Well done, James.
The aloo keema chop is eaten as a snack any time of the day, but a traditional Bengali meal is more formal. Rather than pick at all the dishes at once, Bengalis like to savor each dish in turn. Udit explains how.
We start with the bitters, which is a bitter gourd. It's called Karela in
I love it.
Bengali.
I love it. I love it. And I think you're going to be really surprised by how bitter it is. It's a really acquired taste.
To cut the bitterness, you have it with dal.
The bitter taste gets your mouth watering, ready for the next dish.
During the course of the meal, you should excite each and every taste bud.
I could really enjoy that.
That's
At the beginning
delicious.
of a meal, it's beautiful
Yeah.
to start you off.
Then the meal moves on to lightly flavored vegetables before progressing onto the richer flavored dishes.
Okay, we move on to the next dish, which is prawns cooked with bottle gourd.
Thank you.
So
That is
those-
amazing.
Those little prawns in there are just...
Just gets better and better.
The fish curry is the next thing right here.
That is delicious. That's amazing.
Last but not least, it's a spoonful of chutney, which is always eaten at the end of a meal.
That's interesting because I wouldn't normally have a chutney before the meal. As I was starting the meal, I'd have a chutney with a papadom.
If you have the chutney before the meal, you're just doing the opposite of having the bitter, because chutney actually makes you feel satisfied and full.
Incredible.
Isn't it? Could you eat this every day?
Yeah.
Never, it's
Because
not
then
too
You're
overpowering.
motivated to learn how to cook this now and cook it at
I'm
home
completely
sometimes.
mate. I'm sold.
With James's taste buds working overtime, we're going to start my next dish. Sweet butternut squash with earthy chickpeas, a typical Bengali vegetarian dish.
So I'm really excited about this dish because I love butternut squash and I think it goes really well with spices. So if you grab a butternut squash, I'm gonna get a small onion. Okay, I think I need about half of that.
Okay. You're right with that sort of technique, sort of chopping it, doing it that way.
I'm all right with any technique as long as you get them
Yeah?
chopped in the end.
Well, I
Well, I know there's.
I don't know whether
you
there's always a sort of, a special way of doing things, all the same size, so it finishes.
It should be the same size.
Right,
I mean,
well, you've
that's
got
true.
a multitude of sizes there.
It's still going to taste great.
Good.
I'm going to start off by adding my spices to the hot oil. A pinch of asafoetida, banj poran, a bay leaf, 1 dried chili, and sliced onions, which need to be browned.
I know you travel a lot in India.
Yeah, I have done, yeah.
Do you do the whole Indian thing when you're there, or do you have lots of kind of an Indian meal and then
No, completely Indian.
completely Indian?
Completely Indian, completely vegetarian.
Why vegetarian?
When you're in India, it's incredible what they can do
Yeah, it is
with a
amazing.
vegetable. And would a piece of chicken or a piece of beef make it any different? No, the answer's no, it wouldn't.
No. All right, so
Yes.
our onions are soft, so I'm going to add my spices.
First, in goes the turmeric,
Enough?
Too much?
Too much?
Yeah.
That enough?
Perfect. Thank you.
followed by coriander powder, cumin, and ginger paste. As in many Bengali recipes, we're also adding sugar and a pinch of salt to balance out the sweet.
And this is also very Bengali.
Sorry.
They're very particular about their spices. So, adding water cools the temperature in the pan,
Yep.
spices won't burn, and all the flavours marry really well together.
In with the butternut squash,
Just as it comes.
Just as it is.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to add a touch more water and then leave the butternut squash to soften. This should take around 12 to 15 minutes. Then I'm going to stir in the chickpeas and the final spices.
Can you put in
Yes.
a little less than a spoon, 3/4 maybe, of garam masala?
It's okay?
Yep. And about the same of the fennel seed powder.
One last stir.
Done. Because you like lots of chili, you're going to say it needs more chili because that chili is more flavour
Right.
than heat. But sometimes it's nice with vegetarian food for it not to be too
Yeah,
hot
sure.
because it's such a delicate flavour of the vegetables itself. Alrighty.
Do you want to go first?
Nope. Age before beauty.
I think that's about right, actually. Excuse me. That's fantastic.
Yes?
That's superb.
And if you imagine this in the sequence of a Bengali meal, this would be quite early on because the flavour is quite delicate.
Can I have some more?
For my final dish, I'm cooking coconut and mustard prawns. A slightly unusual combination, but it's delicious and really shows off the diversity of this cuisine. First, I'm going to marinate the prawns with turmeric and chili powder. For the masala, I'm going to fry nigella seeds, then add sliced onions and a couple of green chilies.
I want to talk to you about my cheat for this dish.
Yes.
So this is just 3 teaspoons of prepared mustard and a teaspoon of corn flour and a little bit of water to make it into a smooth paste.
Okay, very good.
In Bengal, they would make it with fresh mustard seeds. So I wanted to show you. So they would have their trusty grinder. And if you give it a bit of a kind of a
Yeah.
bash already, and then we can add some water.
Like so?
Yeah. Okay.
How's that?
If you start smelling it, it'll smell very mustardy.
Yeah, very much so.
The grinding of spices is an essential part of the Indian cooking experience. Traditional stone grinders like this one are a common sight in most Indian homes. It is generally believed that the heavier the tool, the lighter the work. Bengalis make this dish with freshly ground mustard seeds, but sometimes ground mustard seeds can be bitter, so I suggest trying it with my prepared mustard first.
So in goes our mustard cornflour slurry. Cornflour is just to thicken it because the mustard seeds husks would add a natural thickness, which you miss out if you use the prepared mustard.
Then I'm going to stir in grated coconut, garlic and ginger and a little bit of water before leaving this to cook for about 10 minutes. While this cooks, I'm going to chop some coriander, which I'll be adding just before serving.
In with the prawns.
With a splash of water. And once they're cooked, mix in the coriander and serve immediately.
Ta-da!
I kind of feel I want to get my fingers in there, really.
Oh, please do.
If you don't mind.
No, as long as you have some masala to eat with that.
Oh, that's very good. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to trying your version at your place.
Well, I hope it'll be the same as that.
Well, I mean, how simple can it be?
I think, you know, when you've got the butternut squash, your prawns, your fish stew, 3 colours. Yeah, I mean, that's a good plate of food.
I think your friends are going to be so surprised that this is what Indian food is about and that you cooked it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The big day is finally here, and James is already making a start on the butternut squash. James, who's always been too afraid to try his hand at Indian cooking, has invited his friends round for a Bengali meal. He's hoping to impress them with my 3 dishes. Traditional Bengali fish stew, sweet butternut squash with earthy chickpeas, and one of my favourites, coconut and mustard prawns. But despite having my recipes to hand, he's not feeling confident.
I'm feeling a bit, you know, slightly out of my comfort zone, to be honest with you, because it's got my guests, got my friends coming over, and I'm a bit nervous. I don't want to poison them all.
Well, I don't either. After all, I have my reputation to think of. So I'm going early to make sure everything is going to plan.
Hello.
Hi.
Anjum. Yeah, hi, Catherine.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Yes.
How's he doing?
Good, I think.
Hello.
Hi.
Something's smelling good.
Yeah, it's going okay. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
All right. Sorry, I'm going to just trying to finally chop these onions without
Doing a great job.
without moving.
Don't know why I came. I don't think I'm needed here at all.
You are needed here.
Have you helped him?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
You won't like me.
You know, empty pans are like bad luck. Where's
Yeah.
food?
It's in
Where's the rest?
It's in the fridge. It's prepped.
You cooked it.
No.
You've
No,
prepped
I've
it?
prepped it.
All
It's
right.
now just you know, doing the final execution.
Shall we execute?
Let's execute.
Let's
Yeah.
execute.
James still has 2 more dishes to get underway. His dinner party guests arrive in half an hour, so he's going to have to get a move on if they're not to be disappointed.
Are your friends convinced they're going to have a great meal tonight?
No.
Well, I hope we can prove them wrong.
See, you've got the fish heads in there.
Yeah, I'm going to do as you told me to do, which is I'm going to put them in there, add them for flavour.
Yep.
But I still haven't quite decided
You haven't decided.
whether they're going out on the final plate.
Jury is out.
The jury is out.
Oh gosh.
I'm coming.
See, a cook cannot abandon his food because it's going to burn.
Joe,
Hi.
this is Martin.
Hi.
Andrew, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Righto, guys.
You know, it's great that you've gone to answer the door.
I know, I'm supposed
Do you know
to
your
be
food is
cooking.
burning?
I know, I'm supposed to be cooking.
James has really got to stay focused on the cooking and keep on top of the ingredients.
Because you're doubling.
Yep.
4 teaspoons of the cumin.
Yep.
2 tablespoons of coriander.
Hi.
But he's finding it difficult.
Hey.
Now the party's really starting.
Yeah, and I'm stuck in the kitchen. That can't be right.
Well, this is James's dinner party, and there's no reason why I should be stuck in here with him. I know he can do this on his own.
You don't need me, James.
I do. It's okay. I don't. I can do it.
You can do it. You know where I am.
I know where you are. You're
Scream,
15
shout.
feet away in the
Pull
garden.
me by my hair back to the kitchen. But until then, I think I'm leaving him to it now.
I'm not stressed. 5.5.
I think tonight's curry is probably going to be a slightly different curry to the curry which you might have brewed before.
Is that the one when he cooked out of a jar with the paste?
Is that what he did?
Oops, I think I put my foot in it there. Maybe it is best that I go back to the kitchen.
Hey.
Hi. You
Sorry, I've
okay?
been enjoying my glass of wine. How's it going?
Yeah, good.
All right, so this is looking fine. Do you need me?
Yes.
You do. Okay, I'll stick around.
There's still a lot of cooking to be done, so it's time to get cracking.
Yeah, I'm liking.
This is the moment where I decide whether to put fish heads in or
Yeah.
not.
In or out? In or out? Come on, let's hear it.
They're not going in.
The first 2 dishes are on the home straight, but his friends are getting hungry and there's still the coconut and mustard prawns to make. James has done a great job. I hope it all tastes as good as it looks.
Go for it.
Okay, that's good. Let's do it. Here's the first dish, prawns and coconut.
That's right. Nice.
We got rid of it because we can't
And
do
some
that now.
kind
It's
of
too
a
embarrassing.
butternut squash type.
Oh, that looks nice.
And then we have Bengali fish stew. I left the little tails on for you so you can pick them up and use your fingers. You had
So what's the verdict?
fantastic.
I love pumpkin and chickpeas and
Well,
everything.
it's butternut squash.
And it's got a real sort of kick to it, but it's not too spicy. It's lovely.
Well, it looks like James's efforts have paid off. While they all tuck in, I'm going to make a dessert which will be a fitting end to this meal. My spice poached peaches with star anise yogurt. First, I'm going to make a syrup by boiling some water with star anise, cinnamon, ginger, and sugar. Once the sugar's dissolved, I'm adding the peaches, which have already been peeled. I'm covering the pan with greaseproof paper and leaving it to simmer until the peaches are soft. Out come the peaches, and I'm leaving the syrup to reduce. Now the syrup's cooled down, I'm going to stir some of it into the yogurt with ground star anise. To garnish, I'm sprinkling on toasted almonds and a mint leaf.
Thank you.
Here we go. Wow, look at that. It's beautiful. Guys, you just finished this beautiful dessert by Anjum. But you had the 3 courses from me. What do you all think? What did you think of it?
Yeah, excellent.
It's
mate.
great.
Wicked.
Yeah,
Really good.
good.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Excellent.
Good.
Are you impressed, Catherine?
Yeah, I'm
Did
really
you think he could do
impressed.
it?
I thought he could do it because when he puts his mind to something, he does well at it. But yeah, that was really good.
Delicious. Very well done, mate.
It tasted good.
So you can cook a curry now?
I can.
You can?
I can.
Are you going to do it again?
Yes, I am. Without a doubt.
Glad to hear it.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. I might obviously give it a bit of a, a bit of a twist. You know,
You're allowed to do
an
that.
extra chili here or there. But otherwise, yeah, I'll keep it. I'll do my best to keep it the way you taught me. I thought I was going to struggle. At times, I really did struggle. You came along and and helped me through the times where I got a bit confused and a bit sort of anxious. Thank you. Thanks. You've given me another skill.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
What's next week?
Yeah. And next week I am doing Japanese sushi.
For all the recipes on the series, as well as an exclusive video recipe from today's expert Udit Sarkel, go to bbc.co.uk/food.